Hello, NXT fans. My name is Michael Flecha, and welcome to the recap of tonight's NXT program that you guys got to see on the WWE Network. This was the second taping of NXT. Of course, as many of you know, NXT had two tapings over the span because of the fact that they did an NXT takeover a week ago, and then they did a second taping. I believe it was the night before, or the night after, or the night before, basically to cover their tracks because of the fact that this was going to be the last event, the last actual event of the year for NXT because of the fact that we're getting close to the new year. So next week, they actually announced that it was going to be a recap of some of the NXT stuff that went down for the entire year. I think it might be like the next 2 weeks on the WWE network. So with that said, they did the show from London, England again, and this time we had a lot to talk about because of the fact that we had a number one contenders match for the WWE Tag Team Championship in a fatal four-way format. The winner was going to become the new number one contender. On top of that, we had the return of Sami Zayn in in-ring competition. We will get into his match later in this video. It's going to be a very short video, so let's dive right in. We started it off with the fatal four-way for the right to become the number one contender for the NXT Tag Team Championship, as it was Blake and Murphy with Alexa Bliss versus Chad Campbell and Jason Jordan, the Hype Bros, and the Vaudevillains. And when it was all said and done, the winner of the bout and now number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championship, Chad Campbell and Jason Jordan, they win it at 9 minutes and 17 seconds. This was an unbelievable way to start the show. My goodness. I mean, you want to talk about coming out of the box early and setting the tempo. My goodness. I got to give this at least 3.25 to 3.5 stars, and actually I'll even go as far to call this my fight of the night. I thought this was absolutely amazing how they did this. I love the body of work of all the teams out there. I gotta say it, they won me over. I mean, Chad Campbell and Jason Jordan are gonna be a great tag team of the future. You know, everybody played their role so good in this match. I really wish the Vaudevillains actually gets called up to the WWE, and I kind of got a feeling we might see them get called up. I believe they'll get called up, right after you know how they traditionally do the WrestleMania night after, where a whole bunch of people get called up into the main roster. I think they should get called up, and I know I'm probably going to get a little bit of some heat for this, but I think Enzo Amore and Big Cass, I think Swift should or Saw should get called up to the main roster to boost the tag team division, because I think they definitely deserve it. Now, I know one person, my friend Bill McConnell, will definitely say yes to the Vaudevillains, but I know he's probably going to be ripping me for saying that Big Cass and Enzo Amore should get called up to the main roster. I think he is definitely one of those guys who is very anti tag team. Well, when it comes to them, he's very anti for them. We'll wait and see what happens. I think this was an absolute amazing match, and for me, the fight of the night. The next thing they had was a lot of recap videos from the NXT takeover in London. They talked about the Asa and Emma fight, which I thought was absolutely amazing. Probably one of the best women's fights, at least top 3, top 5 fights of the year when it comes to that. Then they showed some highlights from Finn Balor versus Joe. That was the main event of the show, which I thought was absolutely amazing. Then we had, Ty Dollinger as he was hyping up his fight with against Sami Zayn. Again, we'll get to that in a little bit. Then there was the vignette of Elias Sampson. He's about to make his debut tonight. We're gonna get into that, and then of course, a feature about next week. As I said, it's gonna be the best of NXT Part 1, and then I believe after that, the best of NXT Part 2 should be the week after. And then we'll probably say, I want to say about possibly, who knows, maybe we'll say, I probably would say about probably I'll probably say January 14th, 2016 might be like the first actual NXT taping that we'll have of the new year. So we'll go from there. Then we finally get it. The moment happens. Elias Sampson goes one-on-one with Bull Dempsey. The fight pretty much ends in 1 minute and 35 seconds where Elias Sampson wins. Not much to talk about here. Basically, Sampson, very generic in the ring. He's new, so we don't know what to expect from him. It was kind of one of those, he did a nice looking elbow drop, nothing to really speak of. Something a la Macho Man Randy Savage might have done, but it is what it is. Like I said, this was kind of a cool down fight, but it also gives Sampson an opportunity to build himself up in the near future. So we'll go from there. Then we had another recap. It was talking about Cash and Dawson, how they successfully defended the tag team titles against Enzo and Cash. They cut a pretty good post-fight promo. Pretty much they were calling themselves that, saying that they were up for a good challenge when it wasn't their night, and then they were also, and then Dawson pretty much saying that they were the best tag team in the planet. It leads to the main event of the night. Sami Zayn going one-on-one with Ty Dollinger. Sami Zayn wins the bout in 9 minutes and 46 seconds. 3-star fight, second best fight of the night. It was a great match, solid stuff. I loved the body of work. Plus, I loved the post-fight. Sami Zayn got on the mic after the match, pretty much saying, he waited 7 months to say this, but he's back. The fans started doing the Ole chants. He gets down on his knees, saying, every time a dream comes true in his career, it turns into a nightmare. It did when he won the NXT title, and then when he showed up on Monday Night Raw in Montreal when he fought in the John Cena United States Open Challenge, and it tends to be broken. Sammy puts over the crowd at the Wembley Arena, saying thank you to them, and promised some big things in 2016 for him and for NXT as well. And that definitely ends the show on a bang. My official rating for the show is I'm going to give this a solid 8 out of 10. I love the tag team fight. I love the match itself. The fatal 4-way for the number 1 contenders, that was absolutely amazing. On top of that, Sami Zayn's return fight definitely did not disappoint at all. And then, of course, it was good to see Elias Sampson, I should say, at least get his feet wet in the NXT universe. What's he gonna bring in the weeks and months to come? We shall see. So with that said, that's the end of our show. Thank you so much for this. Like I said, please like the video, leave a comment at the bottom, and share it throughout all of social media. I'm Mike Flecha. We'll see you soon. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye for now.